I challenged myself to wear the same diaper for 24 hours. I didn't know what to expect, but I didn't think it would turn out like this. Why did I want to wear one diaper for 24 hours? I wanted to map the exact moment cozy and safe turns into cold and risky. I put the legendary North Shore Megamax to the ultimate test to see if my skin and my sanity could survive a full day in one diaper. What started as a fun experiment ended with me waddling, worried, and totally exhausted. Here is exactly what happens to your brain and body when you push a diaper to its absolute limit. Before I even started, I knew I had to prep. You cannot attempt a 24-hour wear time without the right gear. If you try this with a drugstore diaper, you are going to leak in an hour. For this challenge, I grabbed the North Shore Megamax. It is widely considered the gold standard for long wear, and I needed every bit of that capacity. But the real secret isn't just the diaper, it's the skin protection. I applied a heavy layer of barrier cream. Once that diaper is wet, your skin is soaking in ammonia. Without a barrier, 10 hours isn't a fun challenge, it's a recipe for a painful rash. I put the links for the diapers and the cream in the description below, so you can try it for yourself. Okay, so the tapes are secure, the Megamax is on tight, and the cream is applied. Now, let's see how long the dry feeling actually lasts. The first few hours were honestly bliss. This is the honeymoon phase of wearing. After the first time I used the diaper, the sensation was exactly what we all chase. That spreading warmth. It feels like a hug. Because the Megamax has such a fast wick rate, the sap absorbed the liquid almost instantly. The surface felt dry against my skin within minutes. Mentally, this was the easiest part of the day. I felt relaxed, safe, and productive. I could go about my normal routine just with that comforting extra padding between my legs. I was feeling perfectly cozy and safe right now, but I had no idea just how heavy and noticeable this was about to get. By hour 4, things started to change physically. The diaper was no longer something I could ignore or hide. It had started to swell significantly. This is the point where you develop the waddle. You can't walk normally because there is a massive wedge of wet padding between your legs, pushing your thighs apart. Honestly, this was my favourite part. The sheer weight of the Megamax forces you to acknowledge it constantly. It puts you into a very specific headspace. I felt smaller. I felt mushy-brained. It's hard to be stressed about adult problems when you are waddling around with 5 pounds of padding. The diaper was doing its job perfectly, and I felt completely secure. I was loving the waddle, but around hour 7, the diaper stopped being my friend and started fighting back. Hour 7 is when reality had set in. The fun had mostly stopped, and the maintenance phase began. The warmth was gone. The absorbent polymers were completely saturated, meaning they couldn't lock away any more liquid quickly. The diaper started to feel cold and clammy against my skin. This is the risk phase. Every time I sat down, I was terrified of a compression leak. That's when the padding is so saturated that squishing it makes the excess pee leak out. I could feel the wetness pressing back against me. The cozy little space feeling evaporated, replaced by a hyper-awareness of how careful I had to be. I wasn't relaxing anymore. I was managing a situation. I had to sit gently and move slowly to avoid an accident. I was carrying a potty pad with me to sit on, so I didn't get any wet spots on my furniture. The risk was getting too high, and the weight was becoming unbearable. I was not ready to give up yet, though. Finally, hour 10 arrived. I was in the kitchen making some tea when I felt my bladder release. The warmth felt heavenly compared to the cold padding, but I could also feel my pee pooling in the diaper and not absorbing at all. It's kind of a nice feeling, honestly. But then I felt it. My body went rigid as the first leaks escaped. There was no warning. It just started running down my legs like I wasn't even wearing a diaper. I looked down and saw the wet patch spreading through my pajama pants. I was full on peeing my pants even though I had a diaper on. I could feel the massive weight of the diaper tugging down on my hips, and there were little puddles around both of my feet. My socks were soaked and I would have to take them off before I could walk anywhere. At this point, trying to make it another 14 hours would have meant just peeing my pants over and over again while waddling around and leaking on everything in my house. So I decided to call this experiment a success and get cleaned up. I stripped off my soggy socks and pajamas right there in the kitchen, and the diaper was so heavy. I didn't even have to untape it completely, and it slid right off my hips. The loud, wet thud sound when it hit the floor made me giggle. Taking it off was the biggest relief of the day. The diaper weighed an absolute ton. It was genuinely heavy to lift. I didn't even bother to roll it up. I just plopped it right in the garbage can. Thanks to the barrier cream, my skin was okay, just a little red from the heat and friction. But I will be honest, I wouldn't recommend doing this every day. So, what did I learn? The sweet spot is definitely around 4 to 6 hours. That gives you the maximum enjoyment of the waddle, without the cold, clammy diaper rash risk of the later hours. If you want to try this yourself, I've put a link to the North Shore Megamax in the description. Just make sure you do not skip the cream. What is the longest you have ever stayed in one diaper? Let me know in the comments below. And now, watch our next video for another soggy adventure.